Welcome to our exploration of idioms and phrases that are essential for mastering the English language, especially for exams like the PTE, IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo. Let's dive into these colorful expressions that can add depth and nuance to your conversations. First, we have the phrase run like the wind blows. This idiom signifies running very fast. A well-known example is Usain Bolt, who is often described as someone who runs like the wind blows, showcasing his incredible speed and athleticism. Next is a hot potato. This phrase refers to a controversial topic that people might want to avoid discussing. For instance, parenting has been a hot potato for several centuries across the globe, sparking debates and discussions on various approaches and philosophies. Another interesting idiom is miss the boat. This expression means to miss an opportunity. For example, I missed the boat for my school event due to my illness, reflecting on how sometimes unforeseen circumstances can prevent us from seizing the moment. The phrase small cog in a large will highlight someone or something that plays a minor role in a much bigger system. An example would be Ishan, who was like a small cog in a large wheel in the movie production team, illustrating how each person's contribution can be significant, even if it's not at the forefront of the operation. Now, let's discuss have deep pockets. This idiom describes someone who has a lot of money and can afford expensive things. A millionaire might be arrogant of having deep pockets, believing he can buy anything in the world with his wealth, which can sometimes lead to a sense of entitlement. On the contrary, if you find yourself wanting to say something but stop yourself, you might say you're going to bite my tongue. For example, it is better to bite one's tongue than say something that could aggravate an argument, encouraging us to practice restraint in heated discussions. Moving on, every cloud has a silver lining means that in every bad situation, there is a potential for something good. After an earthquake left the town in a drastic shape, the resilient people believed that every cloud has a silver lining and worked together to reconstruct their city, showcasing hope and perseverance in adversity. We also encounter the term white elephant, which describes an unprofitable investment that becomes expensive to maintain. For instance, the beach resort we purchased turned out to be a white elephant. It was too expensive to sustain, serving as a cautionary tale about investments that don't yield good returns. Next, we have the phrase to have a whale of a time, which means to have an exciting time. The children had a whale of a time at the circus, enjoying the lively performances and creating cherished memories. When someone is over the moon, it means they are extremely pleased and excited. For example, when he topped the school with the highest grades, he felt over the moon, celebrating his achievement and hard work. Conversely, if something costs an arm and a leg, it is very expensive. A good example is when I had to buy the remote control car that my nephew demanded, which cost me an arm and a leg, highlighting how sometimes the price of gifts can be quite hefty. The idiom burn the candles at both ends refers to working extremely hard and perhaps at the cost of rest. He burned the candles at both ends to ensure that he completed his book on time, emphasizing the dedication and effort one might put into their work. Similarly, month of Sundays is an expression meaning a very long time. For Jenny, it seemed like a month of Sundays as she longed for a good vacation, encapsulating the feeling of waiting for something that feels like it's taking forever. When it comes to talent or skills, second nature describes something you find very easy to do. For example, drawing was second nature to him, allowing him to create anything he set his eyes upon with ease and creativity. Another common phrase is piece of cake, which refers to something that is very easy to accomplish. A student might say, the exam was a piece of cake, reflecting confidence in their preparation and understanding of the material. On a different note, we have the phrase a drop in the ocean, which signifies a very small part of something much larger. For instance, the city's wealthiest man winning prize money might feel like a drop in the ocean when compared to the vast wealth he already possesses, illustrating the insignificance of a small gain in the grand scheme of things. Lastly, in the heat of the moment describes acting impulsively without thinking through the consequences. An example could be an army officer who, in the heat of the moment, punished all his soldiers, signifying how stress and pressure can sometimes cloud judgment. As we reflect on these idioms, it's clear they not only enhance our vocabulary but also enrich our understanding of the nuances in communication. By incorporating such expressions into our speech and writing, we can convey ideas more vividly and meaningfully. Whether discussing a hot potato topic, enjoying a whale of a time, or recognizing that every cloud has a silver lining, idioms bring clarity and color to our interactions. Understanding these phrases also aids in preparing for language proficiency tests. In exams like PTE, IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo, having a grasp of idioms can give candidates an edge, allowing them to demonstrate a higher level of language comprehension and fluency. These expressions not only serve as examples of figurative language but also as reflections of cultural nuances and collective experiences shared in English-speaking communities. As you continue to learn and practice, remember that idioms are a fun and engaging way to connect with the language. So, don't hesitate to sprinkle your conversations with these phrases, and watch how they can transform ordinary speech into something more expressive and relatable. To conclude, the journey of mastering idioms is just one part of the broader adventure in learning English, full of exciting challenges and rewarding discoveries.